logical calculations, right? If then else statement. So in the previous class I wrote a simple if then else statement, right? So the statement which so we started logical, just started in fact. So we started like this, right? If region, right, equal to, I'm just repeating it, central, so logical, central, then right, sales, else profit. So this is what I wrote, right? So this is what I wrote. If a region equal to central, then sales, else profit, end. This is the simple if then else statement which I wrote that day, right? So after this we ended. So I used region here and I wrote the statement if region equal to central, then displays sales, else profit. Very simple conditional statement, right? So very simple one. So I'm just clicking on region and showing you the output. So since I used if then statement on region, of course I have to use region only, or I can use a state, or I can use city, which are related to region only. We cannot use irrelevant, right? So we cannot use irrelevant fields. So we have to use only relevant fields, right? So that's how it is. So we cannot do that. So that is how it is. Now, so here it is. Now here the point is, right? So here the point is, right? So what I'll do here is, so you're seeing the data. We have another logical statement in Tableau, which is a case when statement. But I told you that there is some problem with this case when statement in Tableau. That is, if you use it like this, case, right? Case. So the syntax is different for case when in Tableau. So case when region, right? Generally we should write it like this, when region equal to central. But that's not the syntax in Tableau. So in Tableau, this is how the syntax is. Case region when central. That is, the operators, the comparison operators are replaced by when here. The comparison operators are replaced by when here. That is how it is. So the comparison operators are used or are replaced by when here. So that is how it is. Case region when central, then sales, else profit, end. Okay. So this is the statement here. So this is how it is. So case region when central, then sales, else profit, end. So that's how it is. So what I'll do here, so I'm clicking OK. I'll get the same output, but the syntax of case when is different. It is used only for direct comparisons. Right? You cannot use this, right? Write a statement like sales greater than 10,000, profit less than 5,000, such kind of things you cannot write. So that's what I mean. Okay. So this is a very simple thing. Now let's go to next level. Okay. So understood, right? That one, both if then else and case when. So always it's better you go for if then else statement only, because for direct comparisons or non-direct, whatever it is, so you can both write so use for both things. But case when can be used only for direct comparisons. So that is how it is. So it cannot be used otherwise, right? So that's how it is. Good, clear? Okay, good then. So that's how it is. Next, here. So now what I'll do here is, so we'll go to next example. We'll make it somewhat complex here. So I'll write the statement like this. One second. Okay. So I'll write the statement like this. If sum of sales, so if sum of sales, let's say greater than 20,000 and sum of profit, so greater than let's say some 10,000, then right I'll write very good. Okay. So if sum of sales greater than 20,000 and sum of profit greater than 10,000, then very good. So this is starting of the statement. So what am I writing here? Generally, right, this is the if then else statement. I'll write it completely and then come back to the concept. For example, else if. So let's say if sum of sales, right, else if let's say it is greater than 10,000 and let's say this one is 5,000 only. Okay, then good. Then good. Next is else if sum of sales, let's say less than 10,000 and less than 5,000. Let's say poor. So what am I doing here? I'm using some adjectives based on the conditions, right? I'm using some adjectives based on the conditions. So what are the conditions here clearly? I'm using sales and profit conditions. They are called as performance indicators. So there is a concept called as KPI, key progress indicators or key performance indicators. Key performance indicators or key progress indicators are there from long time. It is not any new concept or suddenly right it became famous, that's all. Otherwise it is a very generic thing. It is there in our daily life from right long time. For example, a student is going to school, right? If somebody asks you whether he is studying properly or not, only based on his marks only you can say whether he is studying properly or not, right? Otherwise you cannot do it, right? For example, a business, whether it is doing well or not, how can you tell that? A business, so by seeing sales and profit only, right? By seeing sales and profit only you can say whether it is doing well or not, based on numbers, measurable, right, numbers. So that's how it is. So you cannot say, right, I mean for a non-welfare organization, non-profit organization, so you can't ask for more profits. I mean it is not meant for that. So that's how it is. So like this, right, for every business or for every right so system there will be a measurable numbers. So based on that you will decide on the performance. So that is key performance indicators. That means you can say the performance is good or bad or very good, such kind of things based on those measures. So like sales and profit, that's pretty obvious, right? So everybody will say, right, I'm getting this much, I'm doing that, I'm doing this. But whether you're getting good profit or not, based on that only, so you will know whether you are getting a good profit or not. As simple as that, right? So profit is more important than anything else, right? Keeping aside all moral stories. So that's how it is. So here also I'm using sales and profit only to say whether business is doing good or not. I mean various adjectives. You can use whatever adjectives you want. So this is KPIs or key performance indicators, and it is a very generic thing. It is a generic concept. It is not unique to Tableau or anything. But suddenly it became famous with the Tableau because you can represent it in a very interesting way. Okay, so by using conditions you are seeing this, right? Very good, so all these things. So that's how it is. So I'll click OK here, right? So and you are seeing this here now. So how can you use this? You can use it for conditional coloring, you can use it for conditional formatting, so various things we can do with that. So I'll show you almost all things now. So that's how it is. Now here, one second. 1 second. Hello, hello, hello. Can you hear me? Hello.
Yeah, I'm able to hear you.
Yes, yes,
Okay,
yes, I can.
okay, okay, okay. So, right. So, how can we use this if then else statement or conditional statement? So, this is what I'll do. So, I'll go there, or I can create some charts like this. I can drag and drop it on color, or I can directly drag and drop in the chart. So by using conditions, so you can see that different colors are there. So it will show you which one is good, which one is bad, such kind of things. Or you can go there and change the colors. For example, for very good, I want a green color like this. So that can also be done. Or I don't want it this way. I want it, for example, this way. So this also can be done. No problem. So you can change the colors only based on, right, this one, right? That can be done. I want to show tree map, or I want to show something, right? Like this, you can use conditional formatting. No problem at all. So you can use conditional formatting like this and show the data. And not only that, so this also you can do. That is, for example, you can drag and drop it on color directly like this. So here also you can see that. So like this, various things can be done. No problem, right? So it is interesting. So and easy to do also. This is all called as conditional formatting or conditional coloring. Conditional formatting or conditional coloring. It is not anything complex or anything. So this is all it is. Now you can show this in a more interesting way like this by using shapes. That also can be done, right? So how you can do that? By changing the marker type to shape here. I'll just increase its right. So what are shapes? Shapes, if you remember the first class, right? First class, we talked about shapes in the first class. So what did we see in the first class? We saw, right, in my Tableau repository, there is a folder called as shapes. Shapes are nothing but images. Shapes are nothing but images. Images, so which you can see here. They are nothing but just images only. As simple as that. So I don't want bars, I want KPIs, or I want this, I want that. So plenty of options are there here. So these are nothing but images, just photos, which you can download from Google, or you can create your own images from right, MS Paint or such things. As simple as that. So you can see here different images. These are all images. So you can see the format here also. That's how it is. So if you see here, I have even copy pasted my daughter photo here, right? Like that, you can even download the photos or images or anything like that. So this is just an image right now. So that's how it is. So like this, you can use the shapes here. Okay. So So these shapes, right, you can use it here to show the data in a very interesting way. How? Drag and drop that if then else on the shapes directly. So this is, so here you are seeing different mark types here. Now these are not quite interesting, right? So let's change them. You can go here and say edit shape, or you can click on the shapes for right card directly. So I'll go here, right, and let's say KPI. I'll click on. I'll for very good I'll use tick mark. For good I'll use green color one. So for average I'll use let's say this one. So you can also use whatever you want, no problem at all. So you can use whatever you want. So like this you can change. The size is too small, it is not showing properly. Increase the size, no problem. Or colors, I'm not interested in colors, right? Yeah, no problem. You can drag and drop it on color also. Colors also you can change. So all these things came up with the 10 version in Tableau. So all these formatting options came. Before that, shapes were there. So I'm not saying shapes came up. I'm saying only this coloring of each individual thing individually, right? That came up with this version. Okay, so that's what I'm saying. Okay, so that's how it is. Okay, good then. So like this, you can use shapes to right show the data in an interesting way. This is all right, as I told you, condition formatting, colorings, whatever you call it, because based on the conditions which you wrote here, that's how you are changing everything, right? So that's how it is. Next here, so this is what I'll do. Next thing. Next thing is here, right? What I'll do here is, right? So not only this one, not only this one, you can use it or you can show it in a more interesting way using maps also. For example, so you had US elections, right, some time back. So, or somebody came to you and asked, right, in which state, I mean, which party is, right, leading or senator is leading there. So, and I want to know how many votes he has got or who is leading there. Instead of showing just number of votes or colors or things, you can use the shapes here. That is, you can download the senator photos from Google or anywhere. And directly, what you can do, directly you can drag and drop that state on that shape. So you see that for each state there is a different photo. So if you have photos, directly you can assign those photos. For example, this one, I want to assign it to California, right? So directly click there and click here, right? Wait. So that's all it is. So now you can see California here. Of course, you have to increase the size, a bit of formatting. Photo also should be clean. So everything should be good, right? So like this, you can use the shapes to show the data in a very interesting way. Okay, so shapes is very useful. So this is how you can use if then else statements, condition formatting purpose. So such kind of statements which I wrote here, you cannot write by using case when statement in Tableau. I'm saying in Tableau you cannot write by using case when. Got it? So that's how it is. Okay, so you cannot write by using case when. Okay, next, so we have IIF here. So performance wise also if then else is better than case when in Tableau. I'm talking about in Tableau. We have another logical statement, that is IIF. IIF is nothing but if then else only, but the syntax is different. Okay, syntax is different. So let's say IIF, let's say region. So you will not write the literally the words here. So directly you will use let's say south or anything, comma. If it is south, then what do you want to show? Let's say sales only. So if it is not, so what do you want to show? We write if it is not, I want to use nested if. If it is not south, right, I want to compare once again. So what I'll do here, I'll go there. Let's use north. North is not there, I think, right? So let's say north, south, central. Central is there. East, right? So comma. So profit is there, or comma quantity is there. So like this, you can use nested ifs. That is else if kind of statement. But here we will not write it literally. We will use commas for if then else if, all those things. Right? So we will use commas like this. So that is how it is. Good, clear? So that's how it is. Okay, so we will use commas like this. Got it? Click OK. Okay, so like this you can use IAF also. You're able to hear me?
Yes.
Okay, good. So like this you can use, right, IAF also, right, instead of if then else, but not a big deal. So both are same, so you can use whatever you want. Next is we have is null and if null. Is null is there and if null is there. Is null is used to verify whether a particular thing is null or not. Is null, it will just return true or false. But if null is very important. Why? Because it will replace null values with zeros if it is number. If it is a string, you can write missing or not available, no data, all those things you can do, right? So that can be done. So how can you do that? So I can go here straight away, right? So see this, right? So in the previous classes I talked about it, format. Again I am going there. So Tableau, as I told you, so that this is one more feature what Tableau has added based on customers' feedback. That is this one. That is, see, for example, profit is a number. For value where there is a null, right? I want to show missing, right? Or I want to show not available, such kind of things. But this is a number. So converting or replacing that with string is always a problem. So that headache, previously we used to do it. We need to do it. So what we used to do, we used to convert this number into string, then replace that with missing or something, and then convert back the number and show it. So all those headaches were there. But now we need not do all those things. Tableau will go through all that. So you need not do anything. So that's why remember this option. Very useful option in real time. So if there is a null value, if any value is not shown, in that case, it will show missing or no data, not available. So whatever you want. So generally people will be writing NA. So that's pretty obvious. So like this, right? So it will write like that. So NA, right? So that's how it is. So that is how it is. Okay. So like this, so you can see the data here. Okay. So that's how it is. So that is how it is. Okay. So like this, you can use it. Now, so that is NA like that. Okay, good. So remember that. Don't forget. Very useful option. So that is if null. Okay. Next. So that's what we have seen in logical statements. Logical here. Next, let's go to aggregate here. Okay, aggregate. Aggregate. So first one is ATTR. Okay, I'll write that. You understood the logical statements which I wrote. You understood the logical statements which I wrote.
Yes, I did.
Okay. Now, since you understood logical statements, I'll write it like this. Okay. I'll repeat the statements. Okay. See here. If a region equal to, let's say, central, I'll repeat it. Then, right. So, sum of sales. Right. Else, sum of profit and the end. Right. If a region equal to central. So, what happened? I'm getting error. What happened? I'm getting error here. Why? Just a guess. See, I know that you don't know the answers. Okay. I clearly know that you don't know the answer. And for such kind of things, really, I don't expect an answer, first of all. Okay. Because that is really, really, right. Unless until you have worked on it, you will not know it. Okay, I'm just asking casually, just for the sake of discussion. Okay. So that's how it is.
Is the syntax wrong?
Syntax wrong. Good. Yes. Keep going. Hmm. Hmm. Keep going. Keep going.
No, I couldn't find anything beyond that. I'm not
No,
able
no.
to get
Whatever you said is correct. Whoever said that syntax is wrong, yes, syntax is wrong.
profit.
Yes, syntax is wrong. See, let me tell you. So, what is the minor difference between the statements which you saw earlier and this one? Did you at least observe that? What is the minor difference between the statement which you saw earlier and now? What is the minor difference? What is the minor difference? Minor difference. Anybody observe that? Minor difference between if then else statement which I wrote earlier and now. What is the minor difference? See, I'll show you now. Okay, see this. This is the statement which I wrote earlier. Okay, got it? So I'll go there now. So where did I? Here I wrote. So this is a statement which I wrote now. What is the difference is sum of sales is the difference. Aggregation is the difference. Okay, so aggregation is the difference here. So that is what the problem here is. What is the problem here? See guys, this is very rare and when not really needed. Why? I'll tell you. So what is the problem here? Problem is the error is cannot mix aggregate, non-aggregate comparisons or results in if expression that was written there. Of course, so leaving about in if expressions everywhere in each statement cannot mix aggregate and non-aggregate. Here aggregation is okay, sum of sales, sum of profit, this is aggregation. What is non-aggregated? Region, very surprisingly, dimension we should aggregate. So in Oracle, in SQL, in SQL, we will use group by statement. So right, non-aggregated fields will go into group by statement. Here also, you should keep a non-aggregated fields, right? So non-aggregated fields should be prefixed by ATTR. ATTR is the same as a group by statement. ATTR is same as group by statement. It stands for attribute. Attribute. So ATTR is same as group by statement. So right, ATTR is what it does is, so whenever there are some multiple rows, for example central, there are some 100 rows, so it will go and verify each and every row. Is this central, is this central, is this central, combine all of them together and show. Right, that's all it does, nothing else. It will just group all of them together and show the aggregated value of sales or profit based on the condition. That's all. Okay, that's all it is. So ATTR is nothing but group by statement in Tableau. Now you should observe one thing. All these days I have been teaching you classes without using ATTR. Did I use it anytime? Why we are seeing it first time? Only for the sake of training. Otherwise not needed. Because the same statement I wrote it without using ATTR. Yes, you can write it. Not needed at all. See here, you think that that is first time? No, you see here, attribute. Right? You see here, attribute. Right? You see here, attribute. Everywhere it is there. It is not first time, last time, such kind of things. Wherever you go, right? Sorry, not that is latitude, longitude. So here it is attribute. So like that. So wherever you see attribute is there always, but I never used it because it is not needed. Tableau will automatically aggregate on things. So you see here AGG. Tableau will automatically aggregate on things. So you see here, right? I didn't use some there. Tableau has used it. You want to see? You see this. What is log? This is the calculation which I wrote. I didn't use sum here. But what Tableau did? Tableau aggregated it. I am not doing it. So Tableau will take care of it completely. That's what I have been telling you in the first classes also. First I'll show you default behavior. First understand the default behavior. Then on top of that build on it. So this mistake when it happens, for experienced people it will happen. not for freshers or who are learning for first time. Experienced people. Experienced people, what they will do, from some other, they might have worked on some business objects or something. They will directly copy paste the calculation. It will work. Actually, syntactically, it has to work. With that confidence only, they will directly copy paste without understanding how Tableau will do it. So Tableau will already do it, right? So Tableau by default will do the aggregation whether you do it or not. On top of that, if you do it again, so that's the problem. So first understand the default behavior, then react accordingly. Okay, so that's how it is. ATTR is always there. It's only that I have not used it at any point of time. You also need not use it. But in any case, whenever you find that error saying that cannot mix aggregate, non-aggregate comparisons, that's when you have to keep a ATTR before non-aggregated fields. So I have not aggregated on region. Generally, we don't do it. Some of region, count of region we will do, but some of region we don't do, right? So before such kind of right keywords, keep a ATTR. Okay. So keep a ATTR. Okay. So don't forget. So that is how it is. Clear? So that's how it is. Now, so good then. Now, so that's how it is. Understood? Clear? So now here. So that's how it is. Okay, ATTR stands for attribute. It will combine, right, multiple rows data into single row. But here one small point is there. Here one small point is there. That small point is, that is, if there is only single row, it will show asterisk. In blending concept, we have seen blending concept, right, all of you? So in blending concept, we have seen asterisk, if you remember. Non-blend fields you to use to show. So here also, if there is only one row, that means central only one value is there in central. But still I am trying to use ATTR. It will show asterisk because it doesn't have multiple rows. That's one strange thing, right? We cannot do anything about it. Such kind of things, no, you have to remember. So there is no great logic or anything, right? So that's how it is. So that is ATTR, attribute. Okay. So this is attribute. If you understand it is good. I have not seen many people who understand that or who use that, right? Not needed. But if you understand that, it is good. So this shows, right, such kind of rare things, especially shows that, right, you have learned in a training because in real time it is very rare. So when you answer such kind of questions, it clearly knows that, right, you have learned it in training, right? So that's how it is. Anyway, same output will come because right. So if you see here Tableau, you see that it is taking care of it automatically. AGG you see, right? So it shows that okay, we have aggregated already, so Tableau is not aggregating on it. So that's how it is. So Tableau will take care of it, but if you think Tableau is not doing it properly, you can do it. Okay, either ways, that is ATTR. Okay, ATTR. Next thing, I have to tell you one concept here. This concept we have seen in groups, but repeating it. Okay, so now the concept is LOD, level of detail. Level of detail. Level of detail. What is that? Did anybody remember? Guys, again I am telling you, if anybody didn't understand earlier concepts, see from first class there is some confusion. Some days, weekdays, weekends. I'm not come after 1 hour. I'm telling you new batch. Evening also new batch started. But unfortunately, I'm not getting good number of students now. But if you come, I'll teach. No problem. Okay. So new batch I'm saying. Okay. So don't think this guy, I mean, right, such kind of things. So okay, so you can come and sit directly. You need not even ask your institute also. Okay. So that's how it is. Okay. So anyway, by the time they give my payment, it will become some 2 months, 1 month something. So by then you can even complete 2 batches also. So no problem, you can sit if you didn't understand, or if you understand also you can sit, no problem. Okay. So you really need not see this guy is right, I'm not understanding such things. Don't worry. Okay, I'll teach again. No problem. Okay, here anyway. So what is the level of detail means? Always the data will show at the lowest level possible. Always the data will show at the granular level or at the lowest level, at the least aggregated level. That is, at this point of time, what is the lowest level? Region is the lowest level. Region. So region is the lowest level. So at region level, you are seeing sales, all those things, right? Now, if I add in state, now what will happen? The numbers will show at state level. Okay, the numbers will show at state level, right? So that is how it is. So again, if I add city level, right? So I'll keep it properly just for your understanding. You can show however you want, but still. So, right now, what is the level, lowest level? City. So at city level, you are seeing the data. This is a default behavior. You really need not think suddenly where this come out. No, even if you write a SQL also, not now, 25 years back also, 30 years back also, or after 30 years also, this is the basic thing, basic concept. Suddenly some keywords like level of detail are coming up. That's all. Okay, this is level of detail, always at the lowest level possible, right? So that's how it is. Okay, good. Lowest level possible. So you are doing that. Next, so lowest level possible, you are seeing that. Now the point is here, right? So now the point is here. So now what I'll do here. So why we are seeing this concept is to see LOD calculations, LOD functions. What is that? For example, there are three LOD functions: fixed, include, exclude. So what are they? We will see now. But before proceeding, so by default, it is always showing at the lowest level only, and wherever you see it is a pretty obvious thing. Okay, so all these days we have been seeing whether it is a chat or not chat. So whatever it is, that's pretty obvious. Now your client will come to you and say, "See, you are showing city-wise sales, no problem. I want to see state-wise sales, or I want to see number of customers for each region." I should not get excited when I teach. So that's what I did for last 20 minutes. Unnecessarily, my throat pain came. Okay. Sometimes I shout. So now, so what's happening here? So your client will come to you and say, I want to see state-wise count of orders. I want to see region-wise count of customers. How can you do that? You cannot. Generally speaking, you cannot do it. Because city is the lowest level. You can see count of customers for city. You can see count of orders for state, right? City only. So like that. You cannot do it at state level or region level aggregation. You cannot do it generally. But we can do it by using LOD functions or LOD calculations. Okay, LOD functions or calculations. There are three functions. So we'll start with one of them. So that means aggregating the data, right? Not at the default level. So other than the default level. So this is default. So aggregating the data or doing a calculation at a level other than the default level. That means at state level or region level or something else, whatever you have in the chat. Okay, so that's how it is. So I'll let's say use exclude. Okay, exclude here. So this is the syntax which I'm going to write. So exclude. I have to use a dimension. Okay, I have to use a dimension. Let's say I can write exclude both two dimensions also. So I'll exclude city and state. So see, for the calculation purpose only, for the calculation purpose only. So what is the calculation? I'll use sum of sales only. Okay, just for the sake of clarity, or I can use count of orders, count of customers, right? Anything I can do, but I'm using sum of sales. If anybody want to see it at different level, let me know. This is just for cross verifying purpose. Okay, cross verifying purpose, it will be easy. That's why I'm doing it. So I'm excluding state and city only for calculation purpose. It will not be deleted from the chart. Don't think like that. Okay, for calculation purpose, I'm excluding state and city for sum of sales. So if I exclude state and city, which one will come next? If I exclude state and city, which one will come next? Which one will come next? Region. Only region is left. So sum of sales will aggregate and show that region level. Okay. And this is the syntax. Why flower brace? Why they all these things? Syntax. Okay. So you should observe the syntax properly. Colon is there. And These LOD functions will accept only aggregations. These LOD functions will accept only aggregations. It will not accept anything apart from aggregation. Not possible. Okay, so you cannot write sales here. Suddenly you can't pull in, right? So let's say I want to show profit here. No, sum of profit, sum of sales, count of, right, average, all those things, maximum, minimum, so anything like that. So that's how it is. Very useful functions, but it depends. Very rare. So in real time, a customer cannot understand, right, all these things. They will not ask you, I want to see state-wise, region-wise. Such kind of requirements are very, very rare. Unless the customer is understanding technical things, he cannot ask you such things, right? That's why very rare. But in case if you get it, okay. So here you can see 501. So you see that for each region you are seeing sales here. Okay, you see that 678, and you see here 391, and you see here 725. Okay, 725, 391, 678, 501. So like that. 4 regions, 4 values. You are not right. So default level is city, but you are seeing region level sales also. Right? If you sum up all these values, city level values, all those cities in that region will sum up to 501. So that's how it is. You want to see subtotal, so you can do that. I don't know whether you observed that day. So table, so sorry, here it is, totals. So let's say you want to show column totals or row totals, anything like that. Okay, I'll click on subtotal. So here you see, this is for state. Okay, this is for state. Right, 501, 501, 501, 501. Where is it? 501. Where it is changing? Here it is changing. You see that sum is 501, and this one is also 501. Got it? So that's how it is. Okay. Tableau uses some basic common sense. It doesn't show, right, combine all 501s together and show 501. No, it is a unique value, right? So it should not combine all of them together and show 501. So that's why it is using some common sense. That's why it is showing 501. Okay. So that's how you can do. Okay, I'll remove it anyway. So now, next function is exclude fixed is there. Fixed I will go for. Fix is fixing the calculation at a particular dimension level. So fixing the calculation at a particular dimension level. Let's fix it at a state level. So we have seen at region level. So we will fix it at a state level. So I'll do this. So see, fixed and exclude. So you can fix it at region level also. You can fix it at state level also. Or you can exclude, right, only city and get state level. So fixed and exclude can be changed or can be interchangeably used. Okay, so fixed and exclude both are same. There is no much difference between that. So now you are seeing state wise sales. So you see that for each state you are seeing sales, right? Like that it is. So this is fixed. This is fixed. Okay, so this is fixed. Okay, got it? So that's how it is. Okay, still one more function is there, include. It will take time, so I'll not do it in a hurry. So I'll stop here today. So calculations, functions, whatever it is. So Vahita, you are asking something. Data is not there. What is that assignment? Could you send me the data? Yeah. Oh, Madan. Okay. See, Madan. Okay. Padmini, you are there? Vahita, Padmini, Deepti. You are all there?
I'm there,
Yeah.
RK, tell me.
Okay. So can you answer this question? Anybody?
Data is the Excel sheet which is in the Tableau repository.
Madan, you attended first class. Madan?
Yes, so we have to extract from the area.
My Tableau repository. In my Tableau repository. Okay. So remember that, guys. In my Tableau repository, if you go here, here you have data sources. Click on it. If you don't find it here, click on that version number. You will get something like this. Click on that. Here you see. Got it? Still you didn't find it? No problem. First time whenever you open Tableau, You go here in the Excel, you click on Excel. When I am clicking on Excel, what are you observing? It is coming up automatically or not? You're not observing here, right? It is automatically finding it, right?
Yeah.
Right? So in your system also that will happen. Still you didn't find it, no problem. You don't have sample workbooks, it should be there. Tableau is showing that, correct? You can start working on that.
Yes.
You're seeing save data sources here, and still you didn't find it. Where you can find? Internet, Tableau, sample databases or data sources, right? Or data sets, whatever you want. See here, what do you want here? There are numerous, not just one, two, which I'm using. You see here, sample data sources, Tableau they are providing. Sample coffee chain, superstore, Excel file, data sets, whatever you want, they are providing. Just to download and start using it. That's all. You see here, right? There is a website also. Nowadays, plenty of websites are there which are providing data source. And as I told you, these SQL developer, right? MySQL workbench, everything is free only. Somebody has installed a SQL server. Padmini, I think, right? Somebody has installed a SQL server. They asked a question about SQL server to me. So somebody has installed SQL server also. I installed Oracle SQL developer, MySQL workbench. They are all free, right? So try those things, no? Right, I told you in the first class, all you need is a server name which is there, At the moment you double click on it, it will open. Okay, so but it's up to you. I'm not forcing, so you can download from internet. Okay, you need not depend on me. That's why I guided you how to download on your own. Why should you ask me? Why should you depend on me? Or shall I do how other institutes does?